Hi, welcome back. Alright, to World of Maths again, and this is about revision. And basically this piece of work, when we say revision, is meant for lower secondary as well as upper secondary. Alright, now some of you Sec 3, Sec 4, Sec 5, you may have forgotten topics that is really important to you. Remember, your maths papers are maths right down from primary 1 right up to Sec 4, Sec 5. If you're at JC, it goes right there too. So you've got to be very familiar with things. Alright, let's jolt your memory and see how well you can do them. Now, given that y is directly proportional to x minus 3, when x is equal to 7, y is 20. Now, I like to put this given that, okay? And when you put it given that, I should put a comma here, and this should be a small w, English. Find the relationship of y and x, and the value of x when y is equal to 50. Now, when you're given that y is directly proportional to this, when x is 7, y is 20. There is a relationship between x and y, and you want to find out. And that's what we call variation is all about, okay? Now, what do you write? Y varies directly. So you see the word directly, so you put here x minus 3. You now want to form an equation. So you introduce a constant, that is k. Y equals to x minus 3, a small k, right? So you need to find out what is this constant. When you say the word constant, is it a variable number? It changes? No. It is a fixed value. No matter whatever values that x and y can take, k is a constant. You introduce it, alright, to make from a variation into an equation. Now, this vital information here will help us to find what k is. When x is 7, y is 20. So you put it 20. X, you are 7. 7 minus 3. So we can find out that you've got 4k here. 4k is 20. Hence, your k equals to 20 divided by 4. You get a 5. So therefore, what is the relationship? Your y equals to what? K is 5. It's a fixed value, as I've said. And this is the relationship. Alright, let's test it. Hey, when x is 7, 7 minus 3, you get a 4. 4 times 5, 20. We got it anyway from that. Next, what is the value of x when y is minus 50? What is x? Alright, there is a relationship, a direct relationship. So, what do you say? Part 2. Alright, when y is minus 50, you want to find out what is x. So let's look at it and say, x, where are you? Y is here, 5, x minus 3. This is called the rule, the equation, the relationship between x and y. Alright, the relationship here is y is always, you take x, you take away 3, and then 5 times of that. Whatever value of x is. If x is 20, 20 take away 3, you get a 17. 17 times 5, 85. If x is 100, you put it in and you find what is y. But in this case, they give us y as minus 50. So what is x? We need to find out. Simple linear equation. Bring the 5 over, minus 50 times become divide. And then, what do you get? Minus 10. So your x is going to be, bring a minus 3 here, minus 10 plus 3, your x is a minus 7. Oh la la. Right? So when y is minus 50, your x is a minus 7. Look at it. When you have minus 7, minus 3 is a minus 10. Minus 10 times 5. You get a minus 50. So that's how you counter check. Alright, let's look at part B. Now this is a direct variation. Now we move to a question which is inverse variation. Let's look at it. It's inversely proportional. What is the difference between direct and inverse? Direct means when x gets bigger, y gets bigger. When x gets smaller, y gets smaller. That's a direct. Inverse is the opposite way. When x gets bigger, y gets smaller. Alright? So that's an inverse relationship. Now here, why is inversely proportional to this? I deliberately made it the same. And just by putting the word inverse, you see a totally different thing. The x, I chose the same value when x is 7. Y happened to be 2. Alright? Find the relationship of x and y and the value of x when y is deliberately chosen the same value minus 50. So let's look at that. How do you do it in the first part of it? You said, hey, y is inversely proportional to x minus 3. Now you want to make it into an equation. You introduce a constant. I don't know why they always like to choose normal mathematicians in the maths world. We like k to be, alright? Okay, sometimes we've got to think out of the box and put another thing. Alright, so anyway, we put k. K is the constant. So that's how you get equation. Alright, now once we've got that, we've got to find out who is k. K never changes, it's a constant here. And you look at it, x is 7, y is 2. So you put here y, you're 2, and x, you're 7. Let me write my 2 properly. I don't like this 2. You know, numbers, when you write, you got to write neatly and clearly. Alright, let me tell you, presentation, your answers are very important. And then your x is a 7. 7 minus 3. What's 7 minus 3? You get a 4. Bring your 4 up here. 4 times 2 is 8. So therefore, you divide, you bring it up times. Therefore, y is equal to, k is 8. 8 over x minus 3. That's the relationship of y and x. Alright, the inverse relationship. Now the second part of the sum, they ask you to find out the value of x. What is x when y is minus 50? So you said, oh, when y is minus 50, what is x? You've got this relationship, y equals to 8, x minus 3. Put your value down, minus 50. You need to find out what is x. X minus 3. Bring this up. You get a minus 50 times x minus 3 equal to 8. You've got a minus 50x plus 150 equal to 8. Right, my dear? Bring the 150x over. Alright, 50x over become a plus. Bring the 8 over. Alright, 150 minus the 8 is equal to 50x. That's 142. And all you need to do is to divide by 50. Alright, you've got how many holes? You get 2 holes, 42 over 50. Now reduce the 42 over 50, divide by 2, you get 21 over 25. Oh la la. So you can put it as 2 holes, 21 over 25. That's your x. Now just out of curiosity, how do you change 21 out of 25 to decimal? What do? Yep, you multiply it up and down by 4. Excellent. Alright, multiply by 4. So what do you get? You get 84 over 100. So 0.84. So x can be also expressed as, alright, x can be 2 holes and look at that, 0.84. If you want to express it in decimal, this is in, shall I say, fraction. Alright, so you can see how easy variation is, and as we move along with Kumar, you will find your revision intensifying your learning. You will begin to see more and more. Alright, so have no fear in direct and inverse variation. Alright, you can see like here when y is minus 50, what is x? X is minus 7. Here, when y is minus 50, x is getting to be positive, all right? So you can see the relationship in this sum. And inverse, you go down, that's all, inverse. All right, when something gets bigger, this is getting smaller. Whereas direct, there is a relationship where you get bigger, the other number also gets bigger. All right, we'll come to question 2.